Hello and welcome to the Stamp Camp. I'm Glenda Calkins, your independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and tonight it is Tuesday's Tips and Techniques. And tonight I have a new technique, at least it was new to me. I found it on Splitcoaststampers by, let me get her name again, I keep forgetting, Dina Cowell, I believe is her name. It is called Kaleidoscope Squares, and I thought it was very intriguing, so I had to check it out, and so that is what we are going to be creating tonight. It is called Kaleidoscope Squares, and I'm going to be using the Ornate Style stamp set from Stampin' Up! I thought that went really well with this technique, so let's turn the cameras and get started. Alright, this is the stamp set that I'm going to use. It's called Ornate Style, and we're going to use this image right here. I think that image goes perfectly for this technique. Here is the card, and if you look at this right here, it gives you that kaleidoscope image. Or when I was little, we had a little kaleidoscope. It was a long tube that you looked in, and as you turned it, the colors, crystals would change and create different patterns. And this card just reminded me of that and all the pretty colors and the crystals. So let's get started. To do this technique, you are going to need the stamp apparatus. And this is the image that I used. So the first thing that you're going to want to do, let me get an ink pad to put under my lid here. It makes inking it up nicer. The first thing you're going to want to do is take a piece of thick cardstock, and it can be any size, but I think I cut mine 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. It could have been smaller, than it could have been 4 1/4 by 5, but I just wanted a nice front size card size to go with. And then I took the die. It's just a square die, and it's from my Layering Squares dies, and it is the one that measures 2 1/8, and I just cut out kind of the center towards the top, just like that. So once I had it die cut out, I just put it on a piece of scrap paper and put it in my stamp apparatus. I taped it down so I know it's not going to move. Got my magnet so I know the whole paper is not going to move, and then I positioned my stamp on my plate how I wanted it to stamp in the square. Are you with me so far? The next thing is you're going to want to die cut out a bunch of those squares out of Whisper White, and you're going to fit those squares back in your little template there. Then you're going to take the black Memento ink, and you're going to ink up that stamp. And you're going to stamp that square. And I just want to make sure that it gets good. It should be fine. There we go. Okay, you're going to do that 4 times. You're going to position those squares back in your little spot. Ink up your stamp. Stamp. There's 2. Three. And 4. Now because we have our little cheat sheet here where we put our square in, all of these should be stamped the same exact, and that's why we like the stamp positioner for this technique. 4. The next part, which is the more time-consuming part, is you're going to take your squares and you're going to color them all the same. So I used the balmy blue, And I just did around the outside. There's not a whole lot of outside. It's mostly all flowers. So you're just going to color those in with your blends. So I used Balmy Blue for around the outside edge. For this flower, I used the Poppy Parade, light and dark. So you're just going to color in. And you can do this as quick as you like, or if you really like to take time. The key is you kind of want to color them, lay on the color, so they're all going to come out about the same. So you're gonna, I do the light and then I'll come in with a little bit of the dark. I know you've seen many demonstrators demonstrate this before, so I won't bore you with all the coloring details. Everyone has a little bit different spin on it, but basically you're laying in the blends and then you're going to blend the colors together. I take the fatter end and I kind of just blend, go over the top, leave it kind of light in some areas, but the key is to do them all the same. The green that I use is the Granny Apple Green, and there's really not much green on this little square either. And then I come in with a little bit darker Granny Apple Green. Do the stem on that flower there, and then blend again. And then for this flower and these littler flowers, I use the light and the dark Mango Melody. And then I come in with a little bit of the pumpkin pie. So when they're all done, they will look like this. So you don't have to sit and watch me color them all. So you get the idea of how that is done. Now on my card sample here, I think I used the lighter pumpkin pie and then the dark and then a bit of the dark mango. And this time I just did the mango with just a touch of the dark pumpkin pie. I think I like the more pumpkin-y card or flower versus the yellower one. I guess the choice is yours. So once you have all your squares, they will all be the same, right? So you're going to start with one, which is exactly how you stamped it. The next one, you're going to turn it a half a turn. And the same with this one, you're going to turn it until you get all those in the center, just like that, to create that kaleidoscope kind of image. So then I took a piece of black cardstock, which is 4 by 4, and we're going to attach all our squares. And I'm going to use this, but I think on mine I did use the liquid glue because it gives you a little bit of time to move it if you need to move them a tad. But I'm going to be brave. Just make sure that when you are attaching them, you have them going in the right direction. You want that half of a flower to be in the center. Just like that. So I just thought this was a different, fun technique. I had never seen it before. I always like to do something a little bit different. So I love that. Can you get that kaleidoscope effect? The card base is the Mango Melody. Now you could pull out the Poppy Parade. You could pull out any of those colors, but I went with the mango. I thought that looked really good. You see I got a little spot there, but I think we might cover that up. Maybe not. We'll flip it to the side. Get that nice and creased. Then you're just going to attach it to your card front. Just right at the top, like so. Then I just took a sentiment. I got congratulations, and this was from the Peaceful Moments stamp set. And then I used this new punch that is in the mini. And let me see, what is the name of this punch? It is the Treasured Tags punch. It's from the new mini catalog. I love the punches, and when you can do that with the sentiment strips, it just gives it that pretty little edge on there. So I did 3/4 of an inch, stamped the congratulations, and I used the pointy one to die cut this, and then my mat is 1 inch, and I used the other one. So I used both of the images on the punch to create my sentiment strip here. I'm going to go ahead and attach that. No, I didn't use DSP. I wondered if you could use DSP. The only problem is that each image has to be exactly the same. So I didn't know if that would work with DSP or not. I haven't tried it. But I just thought that the Ornate Style stamp was the perfect stamp for this technique. It so reminds me of when I was little and we would look at those Kaleidoscope tubes. I don't know, maybe I'm old, but they were long tubes and you would turn them, and then the crystals inside would turn and create different patterns. Really cool. I haven't seen one in years. So then I took my holiday rhinestone basic jewels and just gave each end of my sentiment strip here a little jewel. And that is it. Isn't that cool? Like I said, the most time-consuming part is coloring in all your squares. I do like the little pop of orange versus just the more yellow on that one. I did another square and I did red, so that would probably be very pretty too. I mean, the choice is yours. I was thinking purples, pinks, gorgeous colors. But that is your Tuesday tip and technique for today. It is the Kaleidoscope squares. If you need that Ornate stamp set, Ornate Style, or the Stamparatus, I think the Stamparatus is a must for this technique. You can visit my blog, www.TheStampCamp.com. Make sure you use that February hostess code. Keep in mind that February is the last month of celebration, so with every $50 you spend before shipping and tax, you get to choose a free celebration item. It's a great time to order. And if you just have so much on your list, if you would like to sign up and get everything at a discount, I would love it if you join my team. There's an awesome sign-on special right now. Choose $125 worth of product. You're going to only pay $99. But not only do you get $125 worth of product, you're going to get 5 packs of 6x6 Designer Series paper, which are $11.50 each. So you're up to about $200 worth of product for $99 plus free shipping. If you need any details, have any questions, you can email me, Glenda@TheStampCamp.com. I would love to have you join my team and walk you through the process. That is it for tonight. If you liked what you've seen, make sure that you share it. If you are new to my Facebook page, make sure that you like, follow, and turn on notifications. If you are new to my YouTube channel, do the same. Click on that bell in the upper right-hand corner so you always know when I go live. That is it for tonight, ladies. Thanks for stopping by.